Hello, everyone, and welcome to round number 4 of the Jegs Race of Champions here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. We have 7 races in this championship, but we are now, after this race, we will only have 3 left. Of course, this is the halfway point season. It is Aiden Burkhart, last week's winner at Auto Club, or I should say 2 weeks ago, as we took a break last week from the Jegs Race of Champions. He won in that crazy race at Auto Club. Alongside him, Kalen Nosler, a big upset that has shown some speed here after winning Dover in round 2. Back there in third, Jacob Edson. The top 3 are your 3 winners, so you see how important winning a race in this series is. Jay Jefferson starts 4th, with Blake Maurice and Alex Kraft in row 3, Zachary DeLello and Ryan Butcher row 4, row 5, Diego Yepes and Peter Onjak, row 6, check that real quick, row 6, Ryan Butcher and Carson Bowers, row 7, Chandler Maurice and Sebastian Kukulon. So it's going to be interesting to see these 14 drivers take 75 laps here at Bristol, and we are only about 2 minutes away from the green flag here in the Jegs Race of Champions. I would like to apologize right at the beginning here that I am a bit under the weather, so my commentary might be lacking, and our coughing will be pretty bad. I also have a new mic. I broke my headset before, so now I have a new one on here. Hopefully that sound does not mess this one up. This is a bit more of a higher quality gaming microphone, so hopefully it should be good. But back onto the race. We're going to take a look back here. Sebastian Kukulon in 14th. The first 2 races of the season, he finished 13th and 14th. And in round 3 at Auto Club, he pulled off a top 5, but he was just so far behind, he is still 14th in points. Of course, this season, the starting grid is set by where you are in points. Sebastian Kukulon just behind Chandler Maurice and Matthew Brown, who share that Red Bull Short Track Showdown ride for being the champions. They start 13th. Carson Bowers, Ryan Butcher also struggling. But Diego Yepes, in this series, a big problem for him. He is back here starting in the 9th position, an 8-time winner of the NSDCA, and he has never won in the Jegs Race of Champions. 77, looking for that today. Aiden Burkhart, though, made some headlines last time at Auto Club when he shoved Peter Onjak right into the wall coming out of turn 2. Aiden went on to win that race. We're only about 15 seconds away from the commands to fire the engine. 75 laps at the last great Coliseum, the Bristol Motor Speedway. It should be a great one tonight. Maybe some sparks and bumpers flying here at Bristol. Let's go down trackside for the commands to fire the engines. And with the engines fired, we will take our 1 pace lap, and we will get green here at Bristol. Of course, in the Jegs Race of Champions, if someone does not make it to the start, the race will be restarted. All 14 cars looking like they will be driving off a pit road at least. We'll see if they can make the whole pace lap. Get ready to go racing. Aiden Burkhart out in front. Kalen Nosler, Jacob Edson, your 3 winners in this series so far. Aiden won at Auto Club in race 3. Kalen Nosler won Dover in race 2. Jacob Edson won Daytona in race 1. 14 drivers, 75 laps. Who's going to win today here at Bristol? It's time for short track racing. The short track showdown coming up in here. And it looks like I am going to pause this right at the start because I need to fix some settings here. I apologize for that. It's been while since I did this, so I'm going to take some of these settings down so the stream does not lag as badly as I'm seeing in the window right there. We'll just knock that down. That should be just enough. I apologize for that. Now we are racing here at Bristol, and now we are going to be green for 75 laps. Aiden Burkhart out in front, but already they're making 2 wide moves. Jacob Edson is going to go right up in front of Kalen Nosler. Blake Maurice making the move for 3rd, and that's going to bring that 11 car right up there. Zachary DeLello on the inside. He's up to 5th. He's been a surprise here. It's still looking for that win in the Jegs Race Champions in the NSDCA. Coming off of the corner, all 14 cars. Jay Jefferson bounces off the wall pretty hard. Back there in that 21, he drops back to the 6th position. 3 wide further back. Alex Kraft said he is getting out of that. I don't know if he had an issue. He might have scraped the wall coming in, but that 36 car now 14th. The driver who's not that good on ovals, he's dropping to the back pretty early. But Jacob Edson now coming right on the back bumper of Aiden Burkhart, and they are going down that front straightaway. Can Edson pull it off? No one's won more than one race in the Jegs Racing Champions. Of course, this is the inaugural season, the first season of the JROC. Should be entertaining. Ryan Butcher getting a little close to Diego Yepes. And let's talk about Bristol and Ryan Butcher. Earlier in the Crown Royal Truck Series season, race number 4, I believe, in the Crown Royal Truck Series, Ryan Butcher was the race winner there. He moved Aiden Burkhart out of the way right at the end. And now it's going to be a fight here. No game audio. I guess I'm going to have to fix that too, but we'll go ahead, take them around. I will pause the game. I am very sorry for these technical difficulties. I hope you guys are not too upset at that. I don't know what the issues are here. Maybe? No, I don't know. All right, well, we're going to have to go without car audio. If you guys can't hear it, so I will fix that for a later stream, but this time it's not going to be happening because I just want to get this race out there. Blake Maurice now making a move to the inside of Jacob Edson. That is for that second position, and Edson slams the door, shuts the door on that number 11, but now Blake's going to come fighting back. The Burkhart-Maurice duo moving in the Crown Royal Truck Series. And, of course, your Crown Royal Truck Series champion, Blake Maurice, he makes that move on Edson. That is for that second position. Single file further back, there is Chandler Maurice, the younger brother of your Crown Royal Truck Series champion. He won the Red Bull Short Track Showdown West Division in that 00 car. And Chandler right now inside this top 10, making some moves. Alex Kraft almost into the back of Jay Jefferson. And Jefferson really struggling here all the way back to 13th. He was leading at the end of Auto Club, got moved out of the way by Aiden Burkhart. He ended up losing that race by just a few car lengths. So that is the battle right there. Tim Foster sliding up almost into Jay Jefferson there. And Jay is going to get into the wall. So that's twice off of turn 2. Jay's in the wall. Looks like his day and his chance at this win will pretty much be done. There is the distance between Aiden Burkhart, and you can see the field. Burkhart pulling away, but the rest of the field kind of 2 by 2, a little bit closer together. Blake Maurice, the driver, trying to chase them down. Sebastian Kukulon made his way up. He got into the wall coming off of turn 2. Now he is dropping back. Battle for third between Zachary Racing's Zachary DeLello and Monster Motorsports' Jacob Edson. Those two drivers used to be alliance partners, but not anymore. Zachary DeLello and that 57 team have been let go from being the Monster Motorsports satellite team. They are now just the alliance team, and Edson and DeLello is not too upset about that. He got some money from them over the offseason just to get DJ Gibson up into the Crown Royal Truck Series, and now Zachary up in 4th. Looks to be showing up Diego Yepes right now in this race. Diego sits back in 6th. But now DeLello looking back to the inside of Edson. Edson walking it up the track. It's just a line of cars behind the top 2 who are starting to pull away. And this battle could be getting big, especially with Kalen Nosler in that 17 car making some moves towards the front. But there you see Aiden Burkhart. The rest of the field, we'll see the flyby of all the single-file cars. And Jay Jefferson, that 21, just not working. He's hanging it out very quickly through these corners. Diego Yepes now with Ryan Butcher. That is the battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th. And that is a harsh battle there. 3 of the strong drivers in this series. Of course, all 14 of these guys did something special to get into this series. Some of them are past series champions. Some of them were the season champions. Some of these guys, like Diego Yepes, though he has never won a championship in 3 seasons, of course, his average finish in the championship fight, 2.3, as he's not finished worse than 3rd in any of his 3 seasons of competition. He got in for being the winningest driver in the NSDCA and for being such a star spectacle, one of the best drivers in the series. Aiden Burkhart pulling away. These short tracks are his best. They are his bread and butter. Only 19 laps through this event of 75. We still have a long way to go, and hopefully some of these guys will be able to get up there and challenge, but it's just a long draft train behind Jacob Edson. None of these guys really stepping out to pass. These cars are high downforce cars, which means that bumping and banging is not really what you want to see in these cars, and that's pretty much what Bristol is to try to pass them. If you can't move them, then you cannot pass them. So that's what it looks like it will boil down to here. Just a single file draft train around the Bristol Motor Speedway. Right now, no one able to make moves. Now, Yepes looking to the inside of Nosler. Contact off of the corner just a little bit. Nosler got shaken up there in that 17. But the rest of the field just nose to tail now as Jacob Edson starting to pull away, trying to bring himself in with Blake Maurice further back. But there you see Aiden, Blake, and Edson, and a long line of cars just nose to tail around this track. Let's see how far Aiden is pulling away here. He was 1.27 last time. Blake Maurice now falls back about a tenth, so it looks like Aiden Burkhart's starting to put the pedal to the metal over the rest of the field. No one's still trying to make moves, so it looks like Bristol could just be a line and just could be a single file train the entire rest of these 50 laps that are left here at Bristol. But we will go out to a bit of a wider angle shot so you can see the cars down the back straightaway making their moves, and around the front straightaway, of course, as well, looking at these gaps. Blake Maurice gained a bit last time. It looks like he's going to lose it again as Jacob Edson starting to reel him in once again up front as the car's making moves. Alex Kraft looking to the inside of Peter Onjak further back. I think Peter might have bounced off of the wall a little bit. Both of the Onj Auto drivers in this field, Tim Foster and Peter Onjak, having issues, but we also forgot to mention Carson Bowers is now a Onj Auto driver. The number 22 has now become the number 25, of course, like he did in the Crown Royal Truck Series last season, and he's moving to a Dodge with Verizon Wireless following him in a trade with Logan Cloud and himself between Monster Motorsports and Onj Auto. Logan Cloud now in the 92 truck for Monster Motorsports. Some contact off the corner. Chandler Maurice getting moved now. Diego Yepes looking to the inside of Kalen Nosler. They're starting to get a bit more aggressive further back. Maybe it's time. These guys were saying we need to put a race on for these fans. Let's start making some moves, and that's what they did. Butcher and Yepes both move around Kalen Nosler. Chandler Maurice dropping back in that 00 a bit further behind. But you see the top four with Aiden Burkhart 1.5 seconds out in front. But now Jacob Edson having to fend off Zachary DeLello. Can Edson do it? Now DeLello looking all the way to the inside. The Monster Motorsports trio that it used to be. Now third, fourth, and fifth. Edson almost into the wall, but it's going to be Zachary DeLello taking third. Oh, and Edson runs into the back of DeLello. He's up into the outside wall. Almost contact between him and Yepes. Bowers and Nosler bouncing off back behind them, and they are just dirt tracking it around here. 3 wide, Ryan Butcher tries to dive all the way to the inside of Yepes. But the aggression is now getting big. 4 wide coming off of the corner. Kukulon, Nosler. There goes Kalen Nosler. Alex Kraft around with him, and Nosler is into the wall. Caution is out. They went 4 wide. And this will change everything. We were looking at just a draft train with Aiden Burkhart pulling away almost to a 2-second lead. And now his teammate, his old friend, Blake Maurice, going to be lining up behind him with Zachary DeLello, Diego Yepes, Ryan Butcher, your top 5. But they went 4 wide, and that's going to cost Kalen Nosler a lot of damage to that 17 car. Of course, this track not as aerodynamic dependent. So it doesn't look like his damage to that car should cost him too much. The rest of the field is taken around. Aiden Burkhart out in front. Let's go ahead and get a quick replay what happened to Kalen Nosler. We're going to slow this down getting into the corner. Alex Kraft further back in that 36 you see, but Nosler just drives it hard into the corner, and he's almost dirt tracking it up the track. That's going to bring Sebastian Kukulon up there with him. We'll slow this down even more. And now they're 4 wide. You see Tib Foster on that 40 car. He's all the way down to the inside as well. But Kukulon, nowhere to go. Alex Kraft is just losing grip. And Kalen Nosler is as high as he can be on this track. Now coming off of turn 4, you see Kraft kind of pushed Kukulon up, but again, there was just no room for any of these guys to make it 4 wide. Kukulon and Nosler are going to get together, back down into Alex Kraft, and Kukulon gets straightened out, but Nosler is going to be the one getting the big hit of this. He gets turned down right in front. 2nd place in the points right now in the Jegs Race of Champions, and he will now be sitted 14th with some damage. That could cost him a lot, but he takes a pretty heavy hit on that right side. It dents the left side in a bit as well, but it looks like Nosler should be okay. Again, with crashes, the last time we saw a crash, it was Riley Spurley to Ethan Head in Indianapolis testing that took both of those drivers out for the rest of the off season. Right now, those 2 drivers, as you see, we're going to be getting back green. The talk in the garage area has been, are these cars safe? Is anything safe in auto racing? The answer is no. Nothing is safe in this series. These guys take their lives on the line every time they get in here, but the series of the NSDCA is just trying to get them safe enough. Riley Spurlertube watching at home from California. We're hoping that he will get better. And Ethan Head, of course, in the infield, watching tonight from his home track. Coming down the front straightaway, Aiden Burkhart and Blake Maurice lead us, and now this will be a duel between two of the best in the series. Blake Maurice already making the move to the inside of Aiden, pushes him up the track, into the wall goes Aiden. Blake Maurice to the race lead, put him in the point, and now here comes Zachary DeLello, Diego Yepes, and Ryan Butcher. Maurice dropping back. Diego Yepes, he is a threat anytime he is inside the top 5, because if he gets that race lead, the race is over. Yepes now clearing himself into third around Aiden Burkhart. Further back, Jacob Edson also getting shuffled out by Chandler Maurice. Now Aiden all the way back to 5th. That restart, that caution killed him. From 1.5 seconds ahead, now seated in the 5th position, falling behind to Blake Maurice. Flyby off of the corner. Edson almost into the wall. Kraft keeps it off of the wall, but these guys are rushing hard, and this could be a good race coming to the end, but now Zachary DeLello in that 57 trying to catch up to Blake Maurice. Kukulon and Zachary DeLello with Alex Kraft. Those are the 3 drivers who have never won an NSDCA sanctioned race. The Jegs Race of Champions is not an NSDCA series. Of course, it is owned by IROC. It is owned by a subsidiary of NSDCA. So these guys are not going to count for an NSDCA win, but still, it would be big if that 57 or the 12 could win it side by side for the race lead, or for second. Diego Yepes pushing up. Ryan Butcher, do not count him out. He makes some aggressive moves. He made a big one last week at Auto Club that got him a plethora of spots, and now these guys still battling. Now Chandler Maurice in that 00. He works to the inside of Carson Bowers. Aiden Burkhart now making a move on Zachary DeLello. This is the battle for that 4th position. Could be 3 wide almost again, but these guys are starting to get real aggressive further back in the pack, 2x2, a few races in a row. But now Blake Maurice in that 11 now starting to pull away. Diego Yepes, the 77, the greatest of the series, 8-time winner and a 2-time runner-up to the championship. He sits back at second with Ryan Butcher trying to help him chase it down. Ryan Butcher, though, in that 01, he is a strong road course ringer, and he is a strong short track ace. The other tracks, not so much. But this 01 car has been strong in the Jegs Race of Champions. He just hasn't had the position to be in there. Contact between Peter Onjak and Zachary DeLello further back, but let's just talk about Sebastian Kukulon in that 12. He's up to the 6th position. He could just get up right to the front of the field, and that 12 team, very strong, but he's going to bounce off of the wall there with Carson Bowers. 12 team can make their way up from the back, depending on what track it is. Diego Yepes all the way to the outside. The distance between him and Blake Maurice, just like in the championship all race long, now a 1.0 second gap between the race leaders. Blake Maurice putting on a clinic in that number 11. Diego Yepes back in second, Butcher third, Aiden Burkhart fourth, and Chandler Maurice. What an underdog story there. Chandler Maurice, the younger brother of Blake, the Red Bull Short Track Showdown West champion. He's up in the 5th position in the Jegs Race of Champions, trying to throw himself into the big time against these guys. Chandler will be driving that number 11 that his brother made famous in the Mountain Dew Custom Series in this coming season. Ryan Butcher still making moves, still trying to make something happen. Aiden Burkhart back in 4th. Can he get back up there? Now Peter Onjak looking to the inside of Tib Foster. The Onj Auto duo that came into this race, they're getting up there towards the front. Jay Jefferson now picking up some spots. Alex Kraft, of course, the oval's not his forte. The road courses is where he is strong. But, of course, the road courses are where we head next week. Watkins Glen is the next race on the Jegs Race of Champions schedule, which should be a great place for Alex Kraft to score his first win in the universe here of the NSDCA. Blake Maurice, though, pulling away. You see the top 7 right there, and the rest of the field starting to break apart. Tib Foster into the wall. So it looks like this could be just another draft train of a race. Yepes and Butcher, 2 strong drivers, but Blake Maurice is an impossible force and an unstoppable force. Diego did everything he could. He won at Kansas after Blake Maurice got wrecked. But Blake still won by 2 points over him just because of how strong that 11 was all season long. Coming into the 4th season of the NSDCA, 2nd season of the Crown Royal Truck Series, expect Diego Yepes and Blake Maurice to make it another season of them dominating with everyone else just behind them in the field. Now, Ryan Butcher going to look for the move on Yepes. Diego bounces off of the wall. That's going to put Ryan Butcher in that 01 up to 2nd. Can he be the driver to chase them down? This Sebastian Kukulon back up to 6th. A great job by Sebi in this number 12. But again, he is one of 3 drivers in this field who has never scored a victory in the NSDCA, no matter what series. Kukulon up in 6th, going to get that win in the Jegs Race of Champions just to boost himself up just a little bit more heading into this season. But right now, Kalen Nosler sits in 14th. Ryan Butcher and Diego Yepes, they are 1.3 seconds back. It does not look like they're going to have enough time, but Yepes is flying here, trying to get around Ryan Butcher. They are trying to gain up, and Butcher is now just holding him back. So it looks like Blake Maurice could just run away with this one and make it a Burkhart-Maurice duo sweep for the first 2 for race 3 and race 4. Sebastian Kukulon now in this top 6. And with the fact that NBC Sports has given us a bunch of cameras for the Jegs Race of Champions, let's go on board with a few drivers. Sebastian Kukulon back here in 6th, being the first one of them, as he's chasing down Chandler Maurice, Aiden Burkhart in that 18 and that 00 ahead of him. But now, where did Ryan Butcher come from? He's brought it down to 0.7 seconds. Yepes back into the outside wall, but Butcher is now on the move after Blake. He has closed it down almost half the distance. But Blake still, you're going to have to watch out. He is fast. He is bad fast. But Butcher might be faster. He won the Bristol Crown Royal Truck Series race over Aiden Burkhart at the end. And now where is he coming from? 15 to go. Can he be the driver to get up there and stop Blake and what was Aiden before? Aiden now trying to make a move on Diego Yepes. Kukulon looking for that top 5 run. He puts Chandler Maurice into the wall. Chandler bounces off of the wall twice, but everyone else pretty spread out. Here comes Ryan Butcher in that 01. Can he make the move? What a run this 01 had. We thought he was out of it. Something went wrong with Blake. It looks like his car's a problem. Aiden Burkhart and Yepes bounce off of each other back there in that 3rd position. Now Aiden's going to take that spot away from Diego. Sebastian Kukulon in that 12. It looks like he's going to try to make the move too, and Kukulon shoves him all the way up the track. Diego almost in the wall again, but Kukulon now takes that 4th position. Ryan Butcher is set fast on Blake Maurice. Remember, if you win a race in the Jegs Race of Champions, that locks you in to next season's rounds. Aiden Burkhart, Jacob Edson, and Kalen Nosler have all locked their way in to next season's Jegs Race of Champions. Right now, Blake Maurice, Ryan Butcher trying to do the same. This is the battle we're watching for the final 10 laps. Sebastian Kukulon clear into the 4th position with Aiden Burkhart trying to chase him down in 3rd. Diego Yepes dropping all the way to 7th now, because it looks like he got roughed up too much. Ryan Butcher right there in that 01, back on the back bumper of Blake. Let's go ahead and look out the back bumper of Blake Maurice as Ryan Butcher in that 01 car trying to make the moves towards the front. We have 9 to go this time by, but Butcher is coming. You see Aiden Burkhart further back in that 18. He is also there. As the field, it's been mostly a draft train, but these guys can make lines work. Here comes Ryan Butcher in that 01. Will he use the bumper like he did in the Crown Royal Truck Series race on that restart? Coming around, we have 7 to go at Bristol. Ryan Butcher chasing down Blake Maurice. Blake walks it high. Here comes Butcher. He has the momentum. Can he dive it into turn 3? He's going to stay right behind him. But Blake is running this track a bit higher than Ryan is. This will be the battle coming to the race win. Butcher now going to take it a little higher there. Blake Maurice coming down the back straightaway. He keeps it low, a defensive position for Blake. But now Butcher is trying to hammer that throttle, and you'll see him possibly make some mistakes. He lost a few tenths there, or at least a car length going through that corner. Now 6 to go, 5 to go next time by. This is what this race is coming down to. Sebastian Kukulon now chasing down Aiden Burkhart. That's for that 3rd position. Chandler Maurice 5th with Bauer 6th, Yepes 7th, Onjak 8th, Jefferson 9th, Foster 10th, then Kraft, DeLello, Edson, and Nosler. As we're watching the big battle for this race lead. Coming around, we're going to have 4 to go. Blake walks it real high, but what a run through the corner that 11 had. And down the front straightaway, he has 4 laps to go. Now Butcher tries the same thing. He's going to bring a bit of momentum on that 11, but I don't think he'll have enough time to do it, especially if Blake is just beating him corner after corner. 3 laps to go at Bristol. Can Butcher make the dive? Maurice walking it up the track. Here comes Butcher to the inside. He has the nose. And Ryan Butcher is going to take the race lead away. Butcher with the lead. 2 to go at Bristol. And he walks it all the way up the track. Can he keep the outside momentum? Down the back straightaway. Final lap coming up here. Maurice all over the back of him. Butcher leads. White flag at Bristol. We got 15 seconds left. Butcher walks it up the track again. This time, into the wall. Maurice on the inside. Drag racing it into the corner. Butcher all the way up the track. Maurice on the inside. And it's going to be Blake Maurice winning at Bristol. What a move. Blake got it right at the end. Butcher just lost all the grip at through the corners, went all the way up the track, and it's Blake Maurice taking home a win in another close finish. 2 weeks in a row for that. Auto Club, of course, the good battle there. And Blake Maurice will take home the victory. Ryan Butcher, a heartbreaking second place. Third, Aiden Burkhart. Sebastian Kukulon from 14th to 4th on the grid. This should give him a lot of points heading in to the next round. Thank you guys so much for watching. 75 laps at Bristol. It was an exciting race the entire time. See you guys at the next one. Watkins Glen up next week. On Saturday, we will see the trucks, this Crown Royal Truck Series, go testing at Chicagoland. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.